So what you want to build is actually this kind of S-style snake.
Zigzag.
Yeah, zigzag. That pretty much everything goes around everything multiple times. That's what you want to do.
I thought this is pretty straightforward how you play tower defense games.
Not for current generation, which doesn't remember the days of the Battle.net where tower defense was born.
All right, that's true. Okay. Are you suggesting
We're gonna
they're
put this-
stupid
we're gonna
or
put-
they're young?
I just
Both.
think they didn't just seen these games before, because these are the days of RTS era, like StarCrafts, Warcrafts, which are long gone. As we
It's 4 a.m. and we're rolling the dice. Mate drops, knowledge made of gold and ice. Felix with ads making those coins rise. Jack up designs, worlds chasing the sky. We're the 2.5 gamers, the midnight crew. Talking UA adverts and game design too. Mate, Felix, Shaka, bringing the insight. We're rocking those vibes till the early daylight. Mate, UA, master eyes on the prize. Tracking data through the cyberspace skies. Felix stacks dollars like a wizard in disguise. Jacob's crafting realms lift us to the highs. 2.5 gamers talking smack. Slow hockey sick, got your back. Ads are beautiful, they light the way. Click it fast, don't delay.
Of course, it will. It will get better. And this also episode is going to get better as soon as we introduce what are we talking about. And it's going to be Raid Rush. Welcome, everybody. Name is Matej Lančarič.
I'm Felix Broberg.
I'm Jakub Rember.
Capella. And
We
Are
your
hosts.
Woohoo!
So much better.
That's so much better, yeah. From now,
for last 5 episodes, we should do it like this.
Damn.
yeah. Well, next time you fucking push it, okay? And don't
Push it to the limit, Jakub.
Yeah, let's not let me to push it. For Jesus Christ.
So are we covering a Turkish game? It's been so many Chinese games lately and Vietnamese games, but we haven't forgot about our fellow Turks.
Yes,
And Raid Rush is a game made by Pantheon, which is from where in Turkey exactly?
Turkey.
Turkey, yeah. Is it Istanbul? Is it Istanbul they're based in? Or is it in Ankara? Either way, they're definitely
I'm
Turkish.
guessing Ankara. Don't remember anymore.
Yeah.
Of course you don't.
Do you wanna? Should we start with the game today?
Anyway, game
or
or
do the
numbers?
numbers? Numbers, I think, because it's interesting numbers. You want to start with the game, Matej? We started with the.
I can see
I
the-
don't care.
the
I don't
numbers
care.
last
I
time.
don't care. I'm
All right.
I resigned already. I don't care. I vote for a game anyway, and you just go with the other
I
ones.
like this game. This game is fun.
called democracy.
Yeah. Did you just say like in the previous episode like this is not a political party or whatever?
You lost the election, man. That's your problem.
Okay.
Anyway. Yeah, so released somewhere January 2023, now scaled to something like 70k per day IAP. There's ad revenue.
I
A lot
think
of
that's
other
way
revenue.
more. I think that's way more than what we see in the sales
Yeah,
tower.
sadness multiplier. This is a
Yeah.
This game is not making 300-400k a day, which means the lower the numbers, the bigger the sadness multiplier. That's the rule of
So
the
what
land.
did we say? 100? 100 a day?
I would vote for more, but since we are not
Okay.
voting, it doesn't matter
You
anymore.
lost your voting. Yeah.
Yeah, you lost your vote.
I lost my vote. I would say it's close to 120 or 130. But
Download
we'll see.
wise, something like K day, mostly from
US.
US. So that's
Yes.
Oh, Russia a little bit.
Posi-
Interesting.
positive sign. Active users, Felix's favorite metric.
This is the best metric.
Yeah, somewhere around like
Is it though?
250,000.
like 300k on a weekend, let's say. As usual, like all the spikes are basically weekends. And then what was it revenue wise? Yeah, 50% US, of course. That's very healthy. So, but yeah, second place is unexpectedly South Korea, which is a very, very good sign because tower defense games are super popular in South Korea, if you don't know.
Yeah.
If you remember some of our episodes about 111% games.
Yeah.
Like Lucky Strike. What was it like?
Lucky Strike. That's
Oh,
a
Lucky
cigarette
Strike.
brand.
Lucky.
Lucky Defense.
Lucky Defense.
Lucky offense.
By the way, I already forgot that we need to cover because they have a continuation of that, like unlucky defense or what was it?
Lucky offense.
Lucky offense, yeah, that one. We need to cover that one. Not sleeping for last 4 months, maybe.
Have you started smoking? Have you started smoking? You thought about Lucky Strike?
Lucky Strike and unlucky defense?
How's the second kid treating you? Is the sleep cycles okay?
There's no sleep cycle. That's the point.
Next time when I see you, I will buy you a Lucky Strike. So I guess you started smoking. It's okay. It's okay. It's unlucky defense. Just say something. Oh my god. Okay.
Anyway, so if you're familiar with the menu, it kind of looks familiar. This looks what? Don't recognize this.
Hobby.
Yeah.
It looks like hobby.
No.
No.
This doesn't look like hobby. Matej, please save your last game design honor.
Clash Royale.
Great. Yeah, so we have the chess system on the bottom, we have the arena visual in the middle, and then we have additional engagement and monetization stuff on the right on left side, which is taken from mostly hobby, but like everybody does that these days. But the main bulk of it is Clash Royale, because the whole system and progression is kind of Clash Royale-ish.
Also, those 4 chess slots. I mean, come on.
Yeah, those 4 chess slots. Like Felix, you get an F today.
For Felix.
Yeah,
for
Felix.
For failing,
and I would give you P for PVX partners because today's episode is brought to you by PVX partners. The simplest and most effective credit line for marketing. I can give you M for marketing. It's fine as well. Or S for scaling, because if you're scaling your business, you definitely need PVX partners. No equity dilution, and you can repay as you get paid. Visit pvxpartners.com and see how they can help you grow your game. Partners.com. Now let's get back to the scaling of Raid Rush.
Yeah. So the progression itself, even though it works exactly as the shared gacha system Clash Royale, it's actually closer to the hobby staple merge gacha, as you see here. So we have our usual kind of, you merge more of the same to kind of upgrade their tier. Then we have our deck, which is 6 towers that we select. Then we have our hero, and then we have our skills. So a lot of progression layers that the game already has. If you're asking what this actually is, it's a tower defense game done in the style of IRPG roguelites on hobbies, kind of a staple template. So if you go into the actual gameplay, how it looks, because it's, I would say, quite unique. I don't think we have a kind of similar game in a way, because the tower defense is actually, the main genre is going the other way around, where you have stuff like Doodle Magic, which ditch the road completely. It's pretty much as plain, and monsters are coming from the top. We have seen many copies of those games. The new hobby game that's on the block, it's actually following the tower idle defense game, which is your towers or more of like characters in the middle, everything coming from like circle towards you. So no road again.
This is older than.
Yeah, this is, as I said,
Doodle
start
Magic.
of 2023. I don't remember where's Doodle Magic. You can check it.
That was like 2 years ago, last Christmas.
So 2024.
Yeah. No, 2023. You know.
I would say 2023. So this is 1 year before Doodle Magic, maybe. Don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But just saying that the paradigm with this game is actually the opposite, because you have full control over the road here, and you actually build it. That's the important part, because as you see here, let's start the gameplay. So let me just get the slot tab here.
December 2023 is Doodle Magic.
Yeah.
And then May 30, it's the Bang Wing Survivor.
Yeah. So actually 1 year after these guys.
Your washing machine is done.
Oh, I can hear it.
Very good. Should we wait if you...
Yeah, just a tutorial. Yeah, so what happens here, you start the wave, and then you need to destroy the things which are going after HQ. So it is what?
No, nothing. Should we wait until you unload your dishwasher? It's like, no, this is just tutorial. Like, what the fuck you're talking about?
Man, I can't do 2 things at once when I'm playing and commenting. You know that.
Mortar tower is my favorite one. I like the mortar tower the most.
Yeah, mortar tower is great. So you see the range of the tower, where you place it, and you need to do it very strategically. And the very unique part of this game is that you not only place the towers, but you also create the road yourself. Because as you will see in a moment, when our favorite randomizer is giving us one of each of these towers that we then need to build, suddenly, instead of a tower, we have a choice to actually build a path, which means that we not only shape like how we build the towers around this path, but we also prolong the time, how much time it will take for monsters to get to the HQ, therefore make it easier for us. So for instance, I want to now some kind of a sharp curve here. This is not the one that I wanted. Let me, you see actually like it's very, I would say, complex in a way that you can even rotate it and do stuff with it. So for instance, what you want to do, you want to put towers into those corners so they can hit stuff on both sides of the road, not just kind of doing here because again, like, they just hit monsters here. If we put it here, they can hit them all the way, pretty much utilizing much of their radius. So what you want to build is actually this kind of S-style snake.
Zigzag.
Yeah, zigzag. That pretty much everything goes around everything multiple times. That's what you want to do.
I thought this is pretty straightforward how you play tower defense games.
Not for current generation, which doesn't remember the days of the BattleNet where tower defense was born.
All right, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you suggesting
we're
they're
gonna put this-
stupid
we're gonna
or
put-
they're young?
I just
Both.
think they don't just seen these games before because these are the days of RTS era, like StarCrafts, Warcrafts, which are long gone, as we've seen.
Okay, fair.
Yeah, so you also are able to add more additional land. So for instance, here we add more land, which means we not only need to add road or towers, we actually need to add the land on top of which we will be building the road on the towers. So there's very, very big strategic depth within the randomizer, which is solving one of the biggest issues actually of this whole roguelike template, where eventually what happens with you select all the skills all the time, all the same for the best build with like most of happy games like Capybara, Go Archer or whatever. There's very few differences. I think Archer have it much better because they have added the rarity on top of these skills. So you actually choose on, let's say, the skill that you don't want in your build, but it's high rarity, so you can go there. Or with Capybara Go, you have some trade-offs that you can, or like the randomizer was always the problem with like Survivor IO or Archero Origin One. It's just very, very stale after you play it like multiple times. This thing,
gets boring.
Yeah, this thing is much deeper because sometimes again, because of your playthrough or luck or whatever, you need more roads, you need more towers, you need more land, whatever. So every playthrough is different and you feel much more invested. That's the other big thing, which means if you lose, you watch ads, you pay, you refresh. If I refresh again, I spend hard currency. I can even move stuff now. This was added, definitely later. So there's a lot of strategic depth in this kind of randomizer, and this vector has been pretty much pushed to the limit. Like I don't know any other.
One more mortar.
Yeah, okay. One more mortar, and we do one more cannon tower. We really need towers now. The interesting part is also that you can speed up the waves. So if you just click here, these things just go faster. On top of it, you have also skills that you can do, stuff like, I don't know, rockets, whatever, like stuff like that. You aim them, and then the moment the thing goes, times always stop during you having selection. And it was an upgrade. Yeah, so see that was the skill. There's also my hero, which is kind of has some kind of additional last resort unit wherever you put him. Usually it's just like he does ability, slows unit down, do stuff around it. So there's a lot of strategic depth. So essentially what we're looking at is that this is a Golf Clash style scenario where we have proven metagame concepts, proven metagame templates taken from functional games, added into or let's say the unique core added on into them.
Unicorn?
So so these guys, what they did, instead of copying the pretty much the most copied game of all time now, like Vampire
Which is what
Survivors.
Clash Royale? Yeah,
Survivor IO pretty much.
Survivor,
Like I've seen like 5 games of that like every single month. Yeah, they went the other way around. Really think about it, and they actually put the roguelite RPG template into the tower defense gameplay. So which is really good. And the import, because we've seen this. Like this is again, we've seen that with what was I saying? The new Hobby game and the new
Whittle Defender,
Tower. And Doodle Magic game.
Doodle Magic.
They did this also, but these guys did it one notch higher because they have the depth through the road, through the land, through these other pretty much vectors, which increases the depth and increases the replayability much more. So that's
but then you look at the
win.
revenues and the story is slightly different.
It's a bigger niche. With more complexity, you get bigger niche. That's the trade-off.
Sure, but then wouldn't you say like bigger niche mean also higher whales, so like more kind of like higher paying users rather than just less players? Because
We can
why
check.
would you then
We can check
go more niche?
RPU comparison. Like we have the Triple Match City, if you remember, which had like
Yeah,
killer RPU.
exactly. I know. Yeah.
But the more kind of the more you cater it to your niche, the more stable it will be for you. But lower the total addressable market you can achieve probably.
I mean, it can be stable for 7 users though.
Of course, can be stable for 7 users. Can be stable for I don't know 100K a day.
Yeah,
users,
of course. Yeah,
which is completely
yeah.
okay for you, and you can go from there. But
Yeah.
it's a strategy. It's a strategy, and they went for it and they executed. I think it's very good.
Yeah, pretty well.
The other thing is,
I'm not saying no.
As you have seen here, there was the tutorial menu or whatever was there. That was telling me a new enemy. There are enemies that are flying. There are enemies that are walking. There are enemies are pretty much different kind of elemental types and like things. Not elemental types, but pretty much they have their own version of elemental types that they have here, which forces you to change your deck because different. Like see, for instance, you have these drones that will fly over our hero and so on and so forth, which need different towers to attack. Mortar towers only attack land targets and so on. Yada 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 yada. Yeah, this is very very deep, and that's the beauty part of it. That this core, I don't think so. I ever seen this kind of a very heavily roguelite tower defense core plus the road iteration. Like this is really good. And by the way, one of the most interesting things they have here is that let me just finish this one. That you can speed up for paying money, which is great because you definitely want to buy it because like
no brainer.
Yeah.
And if I understand, the spells should also work like boosters, like you can still buy them. Or I don't remember how it was last time when I was playing it before, or like the newest update, because this game actually went through a lot of iteration. Like before there were no heroes, no like just 3 skills for everybody, and they added a lot of progression layers because as you've seen there, it's been around for what 2 and something years now. Yeah, so they didn't really just iterate it; they actually added a lot of progression layers into it. So it's pretty.
And they have a lot of ads as well, which is
Yeah,
quite
they had a
interesting.
lot of ads. Yeah, just saying this would go like for 40 waves, so you can imagine how long it would take actually to me finish this level. It takes like 15 to 20 minutes if I would be actually focusing on it, not just commenting all over the place. So
Wouldn't there be a great banner ad for those 20 minutes? I mean, not for this DAU though.
Yeah, but let me just show you
Not
like
worth it.
how big it is and like what these are the things, because one of the really interesting things that these guys are running is the cooperation that they have now with Terminator IP.
Terminator.
Yes.
Yeah. The
Well, it's a Terminator 2, no?
No, it's T1000, no? Or was that the liquid one? I haven't seen Terminator 2 for so long.
Yeah, and we got the chicken.
Perfect.
I don't know if
Thank
I can
you
click
very
somewhere. Even the hero.
It's interesting. I haven't seen any Terminator creators.
I was playing it today, and it was just Terminator. Well, I was playing as John Connor, was my hero.
Oh, really?
And I was killing T1000 or T100, the ones that are rolling in Terminator 2.
I don't remember which one is which.
Challenges. Go to challenges, I think is that
Yeah,
one.
T80 is Schwarzenegger. T800 is Schwarzenegger. Where's challenge?
Challenges right next to battle.
Kind of jackpot.
Yeah, this
Hello,
is the
there's
other
it.
Battle.
one.
And click battle. And click
Okay.
battle. This is when you're playing as John Connor.
There you go.
Yeah, so until we got here, you've seen how many modes, like those were all like the additional modes that you can do here, and now we have one with John Connor basically. By the way,
Oh my
these
God.
artifacts are basically me having an emulator, so not actually how the game looks like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks a lot better on my iPhone.
Yeah.
So is Terminator's coming out?
Everything's looking better on iPhone.
Except AI.
Except me, which I'm not there.
Yeah, because well, of course, then you would look way better. Even if
Man,
if you put
we'll talk in
iPhone
few
on,
years. We'll talk in few years when Apple get their ass kicked on AI
Sure.
field,
Yeah.
and we'll see who will get the last laugh.
You remember the BitLife episode when you had 50% looks? If you put iPhone on top of that, 80% immediately.
Yeah.
Simple joke.
Anyway,
Oh my God, yeah, never gets old.
yeah, just so you know, so the game is packed with content. You see how many different
Much.
Yeah.
I don't even know what half of it is. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Very complex.
how many different modes they have there. They even added the PvP mode. So on a traditionally only PvE game, then they have like this kind of beta of experimental PvP. Literally says that in the banner.
Yeah.
Then they have these challenges. This is kind of, again, it's very close to Hobby template. Like if you compare it with some kind of Capybara
Yeah,
template.
the Kappa we gotta go.
Yeah,
Absolutely, I see
it's
it's further.
basically their template. Then you have all of these kind of monetization and engagement mechanics here into these
Airman
side
login.
icons.
Yeah.
That's the typical thing. Pretty much like nothing really to it. Yeah, here is our offline earnings, which we can do again exactly the same thing. Then we have this one we covered already.
Offers,
More
it's
offers. This
more
is
of-
like we ran
this
out
is-
of screen space, so we put the icon on the top of an icon.
Yeah. Because the Judgment Day.
Judgment Day pack T800 Guardian
Oh, it's
offer.
amazing. It's amazing.
It's nicely themed and everything, like to the last detail. Then we have Hero Pass. Then we have the mini maxi offer, which means you can buy only one of those, but you can buy all of them if you want.
Yeah,
That's interesting. But a lot of games have been using this offer format lately.
You should.
Then we go.
You want to go to the store? Yeah.
Yeah. Then we go to the shop. Again, very typical. So we have these campaign offers as you pass chapters. This is literally taken from Survivor.io or Archero 1-to-1. And we have Epic Challenge, the same thing basically for the other one. Then we have the
Free gems.
No, then we have Carousel. This is the other important part because you can buy specific shards or like tokens of an item that you're missing to merge. Like again, this is very typical. Then we have S tier gacha where you can get only the one that's like on the block here with the whatever the last pretty much set that you have there, then the typical keys. This is like hobby template.
This is hobby, yeah.
Yeah.
Endless roulette as well.
Endless roulette, I don't think so. They had it. These guys, I think they have it. It's their invention, or like haven't seen it within hobby.
No, it's not hobby. I've seen it in one game, which was a long time ago. After each level, there was an endless roulette, so you could basically spin different objects within the roulette.
I know Hustle Castle has that.
Could be. I seen it in one of the Charged Monkeys first game type of that Summoner's Tale, which was a long time ago.
That's a very long time ago.
Yeah, if you go back to store, what's missing there?
Store.
I think they're not using any web shops.
I didn't see any web shops there.
No, me neither.
That's definitely missing there.
You walk into it.
Yes, you always walk into it. But you know what? Who also walked into it? Our sponsors, Fast Spring. Because with it has delivered D2C at scale for over 20 years and powered top mobile publishers around the world. So fastspring.gg can help you actually quickly launch a web store, which here I would say can improve the the monetization quite heavily because
especially now in the US, right?
Exactly,
When,
yeah, now in
when
the
you're actually
US.
allowed to do it. Yeah, there makes no sense not to have a web store in the US anymore, right?
That's the thing, and with fastspring.gg as no drama D2C partner with real world experience at scale, I think they can quickly help you launch a new web store, replace an existing D2C vendor, or just add a redundant D2C vendor as well. It's a Fastspring you can trust with your players. So yeah, fastspring.gg web stores. There you go. Additional money, all you can get. I mean, we can. What we were kind of discussing, 50% on top of what you are actually earning now with in the US with opening the
I mean 30.
The Epic win?
30 versus 50
yeah.
now. Yeah, with Apple just and their ruling. So I mean, yeah, definitely worth it.
Thank you, Fastspring. Yeah, Jakub, should we talk a bit quickly about ads? Because there's quite a lot of ad placements and quite a lot of rewarded ad placements that also look a bit like the Habby kind of typical reward. So correct me if I'm not mentioning one here. So the rewarded ad placement I think that has the highest engagement is the Revive. After you finish, or if you lose during one of these runs, which is up to 20 minutes long, right? It can get very frustrating if you're losing on the last boss.
Sunken cost fallacy kicks in.
Yeah, exactly, right? So if you lose on the last boss, you can you can revive your base by watching one rewarded ad.
Which,
That
by
is
the way, won't kill the boss that's bettering on your base.
Exactly, right? You still have to defeat it after. It just brings back your base at
So
full
we
health,
can kill
right?
it one more time.
Exactly. Then there's in the store, there's gems every day times 2 that you can watch a rewarded ad for. You can refresh the offers in the daily deals, in the carousel for watching one rewarded ad. There's a standard chest for you can open through by watching a rewarded ad. Obsidian chest that you can also watch once per day. There's the endless roulette that you can do once per day for a rewarded ad, and there's gold one time that you can watch for extra gold. Are there any other ones that I missed there, Jakub? Oh yeah, and there's interstitials when you finish a level, and if you don't watch a rewarded ad, there's also interstitials.
1 in 20 minutes, only after I finish the level.
The interstitial I've only seen when you finish a level, but there are interstitials,
I know,
and they
but
do also advertise
just saying
it to
the
remove it.
frequency is then super low because the levels are so high.
I mean, I wouldn't really put that many interstitials here. I think it's more to sweeten the deal for IAP, right? Because all the reward or kind of deals that you can get, it's all the offers.
They don't have
remove intrusive ads.
Do they have an ad offer?
They do. Here you can see ad-free reward.
Okay, they do. Okay.
So right now there's 255,000 users, 30K on iOS in the States and 14K on Android in the States. So I think right now these guys are generating about 24 to 28K per day, or about 27 to 33% of revenues, ad revenue in Raid Rush.
30%.
Around that, yeah.
Yeah, I would say.
That would be, I would say, quite close to what the Hobby template is running. Like all the Hobby template games.
Was it really the case for Survivor IO as well? I don't think so.
Survivor was generating so much revenue though at some point, like IP revenue.
So it was more than 30%, or around.
I think it was 38%. If my memory serves me correct, but
yeah,
I could be wrong.
I don't think so. Any Hobby game is more than 50% ads.
No, of course no. No, I'm not saying that, but it's like anything between 30 to 40%. I would say here as well.
Yeah, I would guess maybe there are some ads hidden between the events or stuff like that. Because, for instance, here if you go, you see that they even have event calendar. Like this is a feature that you would see within like a 4X game or like a PlayerX style heavy like event style game. So this just tells you like how much of these things that they have here that they need to put the calendar in. But yeah, so I would guess that like once you go into these whatever. Not this one, but the one where we are in challenges. So usually what happens here is that if you run out of tries, maybe there would be one for an ad or something. I know Capybara Go has that. So that could be possible. which are kind of dynamic.
Doesn't change the mix if it pushes it up to 32%, but it's around there, right? Yeah.
The main bulk of it is coming from the shop always. That's the hobby template and the revive or whatever, like the one with the highest conversion in the core. Because you've seen that. Let me go here. You've seen that if I go into the refresh, it was actually taking on. One is free and one is for hard currency. So this could be an ad, but again, probably is a very good direct monetization for hard currency because this really matters in the end if you get a shitty roll, especially if you get like path flooded, that instead of towers you get stuff like additional land and additional road, which kind of fucks you over. So
Yeah.
again, this is the added bonus of their system, that because it's more harder to get what you want, therefore it pushes you much stronger to actually pay for these things.
Press it.
Of course, it goes higher.
Press it. Press it.
Yeah, but still
Nice.
at 60, I would say it should go just exponentially higher.
You want to keep them. Keep in mind that it's for so long, man. You rather want them to spend it.
True.
Like if you do it prohibitively high, they won't, like, payers
won't finish.
will see that it's not not a good trade-off for the value.
Okay.
In other games, you have it like that you get it exponentially high.
Do you think the spike that we're seeing here on the sensor tower behind, is that from the Judgment Day event? Most likely, right?
We can actually check.
Yeah.
When they roll, yes, it is.
I'm imagining there's going to be a bunch of Arnold Schwarzenegger style ads in this.
Haven't seen any.
Oh.
No.
Probably just Terminator related, or if any. But I mean, like the actual, this is the thing. I worked once on an IP game, and I remember, and this was like the most like atrocious part about the whole co-op, that we were doing an IP game of an IP that without the actor isn't really an IP, and we didn't have the rights for the actor. And now you do that. Like, how can we do it without the actor? Because everybody knows this is the actor, and like you can't. We don't have his rights, so
Yeah, so you're done.
Terminator and Arnold are sold separately.
So that's the big thing with these IPs, that you have the IP, you don't have the actor. Therefore, off you go.
Yeah.
Let's look at some creatives.
Pretty much. Yeah, we can definitely do that. And they have quite an interesting set of creatives, to be honest. We can start. We can start with the old ones, which is this one. This one, because even though they all have the quite interesting set of different creatives, it's from what I kind of know, was quite big on Apple, and Facebook and Google, which I see only here. Facebook, Google, and some TikTok, but yeah, let's see. They have also 94 pages of creative, so it's not bad. It's definitely not bad at all. It's random person, and it's not fake.
Random
because
person
this is
happy that he can get the job of not being replaced by AI.
Yeah, this is a 1 year old creative, so yeah, this is still
AIs were
going.
not that good by that time.
Exactly, that's what I wanted to say.
It's only luck.
It's only it's
Such a noob. I love it.
Because if you look at it,
I can't hear what Maciej is saying anymore, but I'm sure he's saying that either these guys are killing it or they're not.
No, I wouldn't say like this lady is a lady that we saw in multiple games, and I muted myself afterwards for some reason. And also the straight road, no zigzag roads. So, but this is
Do straight roads perform better than the zigzag roads for you?
No, but it's a noob. You need to know how to play the tower defense we talked about.
Yeah, you need the
and
the
also
corners.
Yeah, the corners. And this person is the one from the previous video. So they have these and also some other interesting stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
it's a real life hook.
That's just a video. Yeah.
No, that's a real life.
Yeah, so they, from the times back in the days, I remember they used a lot of AI, not AI, but AI static images, which were performing quite well, but also a lot of different interesting real life hooks as well, because there's also quite a good performance.
Like air
So,
defense systems on US
yes,
warships.
exactly, exactly, exactly. Combining it with actual gameplay afterwards. So this is 55 seconds video, but it's kind of combination of two.
Does it have, by the way, that machine gun sound? Like,
Yes, yes,
yeah.
yeah.
Without the sound, it's like half the experience.
Exactly.
Here's an
But look,
AI image.
Yeah, this is an AI.
yeah, I mean,
This is
again,
everything
as I
AI.
said, they were using static AI images as soon as they could back in the days, and it was performing really well. So I would be very surprised not to see AI videos from those images.
Yeah.
I think we need to start running an AI segment finally.
What do you mean? Like you're running the AI segment in
The whole
creatives?
episode.
Whole episode is like it's too much.
I'll show you what's too much.
No, don't show me that your videos on your computer. Please don't.
No.
I don't want to see that, and I don't think anyone else wants to see that. They're like, look, yeah, it's also a combination of the text, right, and the text overlay, and then just random do it. Yeah,
That's quite funny.
That was AI at the end.
Was it AI at the end? What is this?
This is not AI.
This
Why
is
is
not
this?
No,
AI.
after end card.
This, yeah, of course.
This is AI.
Yeah, I mean, but I showed you that already, and they have also these. These are, I think, one of those interesting the static images. 1 second, we saw this as well. Yeah, this guy definitely performs. He's like, you don't build long roads, bro.
The good thing is that this looks like hyper casual gameplay.
Yeah, it
Because
does.
you're building the
Yeah,
road
it
and
really
you're
does.
building the tower. And even the assets and like
That's the whole
production
point.
visuals, yeah. Looks like hyper casual.
And yeah, the enemies overload and like so many things happening at the same time. It's just this is like it's not mass battles yet, but still. But then hello, and yeah, this is super hyper casual, right? Kind of very solid background, nothing else, and then suddenly oops.
If you compare it with something like Watcher of Realms, which is like great Shadow Legends style tower defense game, like day and night difference.
Yeah, I mean, of course.
The Vulcan towers are shooting up. They can't do that in the game.
Yeah, well, nobody
Fake
cares.
gameplay.
Yeah,
I know.
altered gameplay. Let's call it altered. Yeah.
Who's the leader here, by the way? I always forget.
A leader of what?
Leader of
Category?
tower defense category, yeah.
Oh, let's have a look at that. I'm actually curious for that.
Your star guys didn't get that. So Bang Bang Survivor, as always, 12 mil. And then we have
What do you have here, Jakub? Can you tell me?
We Are Warriors.
Yes. Exactly.
Was that chickens or what is it?
So, I don't know.
I don't know. I just lost.
Carling. So Arc Knights is second.
Oh, really?
8 million a month. And then we have Lucky Defense, 5 million a month. Still keeping that. And then there's like Kingdom Guard on the 5th spot. Come on, guys, you can do better.
You can do better. This is not the tower defense. Okay.
Do you think there needs to be more creative what am I asking? Different type of creatives? It seems like it's all one theme, right?
There could be a little bit more. It is just June new creatives, which kind of looks all the same. But then we have the static images.
So Raid is on the 7th spot after Raid Rush, after Rush Royale, actually.
Okay.
And Rush Royale doing 2.3 million in revenue seems that they downscaled, didn't they?
Yeah, a little bit. We have also, zombies. Who would
not a little bit, man? A lot.
Not get, yeah,
They were doing 7 mil a month at peak.
Well,
Mm.
good old days.
Yeah, good old
Look.
days.
Good old days. Now you have more games in the tower defense genre, and
Yeah,
they're not scaling that much. And
like
you have zombies
unlucky
here.
defense.
Unlucky defense, yeah, unlucky
Or
defense.
lucky
You
strike.
got unlucky
Lucky
defense that.
You need, yeah, lucky strike, unlucky defense.
Yeah,
Oh
watch
my God.
referendum is number 9, which is even
Yeah.
less.
So all of these, and this is just new creatives. I can actually go look. Ruthless defense.
With AI.
Yeah. Oh, really? No shit. That was definitely yes. And then it's just like they're using a lot of hooks from AI, but still goes. Oh, hello. Okay.
Oh,
This
that's
is the
really
end
good.
card. Yeah, that's the end card.
You see how it's not Arnold Schwarzenegger next to him?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, of course. I can
But
see
even
that.
not the other guy's face also.
Yeah, nobody's face, just random face. Random face. And this guy. And games to play on the toilet, of course. Let's actually try, because in May that was the
Terminator one?
But it seems like the AI hooks really proliferated in the last half a year, I would say. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
remember,
yes,
half a year
Yeah.
ago, no AI hooks at all.
Yeah, of course. There was just real life
Real life hooks, like Century
which
was running and all these
yeah,
other
exactly.
guys.
It was driven by Century Games, but not anywhere else. But now he's still okay. We saw this, but still, it's just 6 months too late.
Yeah,
we were talking about this since like November last year. Okay,
this is nice AI hook.
Yeah. Is it an AI hook?
100%, man.
Why would you not be? Yeah, it's 3 seconds. Could be, but still.
The image could be done by artists, but the movement and everything is
the
AI.
rest, that's true. That's true. And I think we are now kind of this is the static image of Terminator, and then that's pretty much it. Oh, let's see.
Molten glass.
Go back.
3 seconds, man. It's hard to tell.
I really don't know.
This is AI for sure. Come on.
It's
good.
no,
I
no.
mean,
It's in painting actually. Go back. So there's a still visual of the environment and everything. That's AI, and the Terminator
Then-
guys are added on top in
Yes.
painted.
Yeah.
You know why?
Why?
No shadows.
Could just be a cloudy day, Jakob. I
Man,
think I've seen this. I think I've seen this once when I flew over Spain.
for sure.
It's definitely a cloudy day. Definitely.
What do you know
cloudy.
about Spain, Jakob?
Yeah, exactly.
A lot.
Or Turkey,
Yeah.
or Turkey. Anyway, so yeah, I think
Anyway,
to your point, Felix. Yes, I would say you could use more kind of creative
creatives.
concepts. Not fake, but more creative concepts. But still pretty good for this type of game and genre. They're doing quite interesting things that not the others guys are doing. So yeah, I think.
Do you think they can still
It's a fun game.
scale higher?
I expect even you have the Terminator. I don't think Terminator helps with the CPI too much, honestly. It does add some content, which is fine.
It's trending up though.
Yeah, they're trending
it's
up.
trending up,
This is
like-
not
Yes.
like peaked. It's like
No, like
No,
they're
it's still
doing,
increasing.
they're doing a very good job. Anyway, on the critic side, it's not as easy because of like how the genre kind of is. Like the tower defense is still quite expensive. Not forex expensive, but
very
still.
saturated last.
Yeah, you
few years.
see 10K installs per day, 1,000 something from US. Like that's not very cheap. You can see it quite clearly there. But it's like for that, like how much money they actually earn. We wanted to actually look at the ARPU.
Yeah. That's
So
right.
we should definitely do that, which is gonna be quite high, honestly.
So what do we want to put in?
Yeah, Raid Rush Royale. You could do that. And what else?
Defense.
Not a fair comparison.
Yeah, exactly.
Lucky defense.
It's lucky
It's
defense.
lucky defense, yeah.
Where's the problem?
You spelled.
There you go.
And then
Okay, I think that's fine.
Was Bank Survivor. Bank Survivor will be atrociously high.
Oh yeah, because of China, but because of China, one like
Okay.
that just go.
It's
do the
RPU.
magic.
It's not revenue. Oh, we can do RPU. Oh, you want the revenue per download?
Just revenue per download. It's fine. Yeah, I don't see anything because you're out of the chart. Meh. Yeah, even like
They're better than the Rush Royale.
Yeah, but man, like, come on, like the scale is nowhere near. It's like 10x lower scale. It's like how can like you see
lower scale.
70 million downloads on Rush Royale versus 7 million downloads.
Yeah, but Rush Royale is after Zenith, like it's dying basically.
Yeah, so it's not fair comparison.
Yeah, so that's why I would do ARPDAU instead of revenue per downloads. That's what I'm saying. So revenue per downloads, these guys are actually winning. That's the important part. That's what I was saying. Low
Interesting.
downloads and
ARPDAU.
high revenue.
Our average revenue per DAU. Okay.
Yeah.
And that's without ad revenue,
because
right?
with revenue per downloads, it accumulates over time because payers
Sure.
stay. That's why they have so much. But like this is the important chart, and keep in mind that this is even higher if you add in the ad revenue on top of it. Yeah. So even the Koreans are hardcore on tower defense, as you've seen there.
Yeah, because
Speed them.
because Lucky Defense is not big in US and it's big in South Korea, and the Raid Rush is the other way around.
Yeah, but this is global. This is global. So
I mean, sure.
yeah.
Okay.
No.
Nice.
Great job. It's a fun game. I like the game. It's great.
Very, very unique and smart. Again, iteration. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Use what works. Just add your own unique part into it. That's it. Profit.
And you know what you should also do if you want to scale a little bit more? You can start a CTV campaigns because you go and call Vibe.co because Vibe is also sponsoring this episode. So if you want to just join the 5,000 brands out there that using actually Vibe, just call them vibe.co. Oh, well, CO. So Vibe.co. It's your turn. Go and start some CTV campaigns. Well, Jakub is doing it next to you.
I'm going to do it the week after.
Yeah,
Vibe.co.
Felix, exactly.
Easiest way to launch the CTV campaign.
Pretty much, yeah. Totally self-serve. And I think that's pretty much it for this episode. Thank you very much for listening.
So. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
No.